Hello, she's Trixie, and I'm Sarah, and this is Our Yarn World, a place we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 221 today, yes. And we did miss last week. It was unplanned. Yeah. Family difficulties, and the fact that at the time we really didn't have much to share. To be fair, I still don't have a lot to share. But doesn't take away the fact that we are going to be very productive after filming today. Yeah. We're practically doing nothing but a craft day. So It's going to be fun.
We're doing this because, well, one, because she got commissioned to do something, but two, as of next week, the kids are off for the summer. So we are going to have our own craft day for ourselves before the chaos starts.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad. It's fine. It's just, yeah. I mean, I actually had a thought the other day about seeing if both of them could be in summer school just so that... But only one of them, I think, needs it, and I don't want it to seem like a burden to the one that I don't think needs it as much.
Right.
But no, there's a part of me, it's like the structure is so good for them. Continuing with their schooling would probably be really good for them. So I am still kind of curious for that benefit, but I'm not sure yet. But, you know.
So, for my birthday, got crochet a bouquet. So I decided that in order to do anything, I would start with the very first thing that I was very, very interested in, and that was the rose. And so I was able to finish it last night, glue it all together. And I wanted to kind of go over what I did a little bit. Some of it's different from the instructions, but...
Do you like it, Mom?
I do. I made myself a rose. And it's very nice. I'm very, very happy with it. Now, there are some things that I would do different, because they wanted you to keep the tails on and then kind of wrap them around the bottom, on the
stem.
Yeah, the stem, the metal wire that they gave you, or the metal piece. Glue some of those on there and then cut them off. And I was just thinking that, right? Well, until I got to the end where the bigger ones were, the last 5. And I realized I should have been putting the center of these each had a tail. Mm-hmm. And then the bottom had a tail, because you're starting from the center and you're going out. Mm-hmm. And I had, from the beginning of this, gluing it together, I had been putting the tails on the outside. I don't know why. It should have been probably on the inside, because, you know, I've never done this before, so I'm going to give myself some grace, but I realized that at the end, and it was like, oh, they should have probably been on the inside. So I just cut those parts off, and I glued underneath, but I even had to make, what do they call, a sepal, and then glue all these little pieces together. You know, it just fits over the center part on the stem. You just bring it up and you glue it on. So that hides all the tails from the flower, and the stems, or the tails from the sepal. And then they wanted you to wrap this wire thing. Well, I got wrapping, never even thought about it. You're supposed to add the leaves while you're doing that? Mm-hmm. No, that wasn't me. I just wrapped and got down to the bottom, glued and wrapped into the glue, and then came back and had to put the leaves on. So, and the leaves are not complete. there was supposed to be a whole nother layer on here with wire on it. I couldn't figure it out. So I just did the inner layer and I called it good. And I think it looks okay. And so that's my rose. And I think it turned out pretty good. I like it. I love the color that it turned out. Now the color is not something that was in the kit. Let me just say that. Because the needle that they gave was so tiny, and I am not used to using tiny, I went and found in my stash, I'm just rolling up the rest of this, I found a very thin pink. I didn't have much. I mean, it was a bigger ball. I mean, I still could probably do a whole nother rose with this. I'm not gonna, but in the instructions they asked that you make the small petals one color, the medium petals another color of pink or whatever color you were gonna do, and the large ones another color, so it would stand out a little bit more. I think there was darker, medium, and then lighter on the outside. I just did it all one color. So that's one difference that I did. And I used my own yarn, so that's two differences. I did use their hook though. And then I did not use the same yarn that they provided for the green either, because it's a 4-ply, and 4-ply with this little hook, I barely could do it with this thin of yarn.
It's because you're not used to being so tight.
Yes. So what I did was I used my cotton yarn, the sugar wheel, the one that I made my dress out of, and I took the white center out. Now the white center went into the green. I don't know if you can see this, but it was white and it was starting to go into the green. So I just took the center out and started using the green out of this. So, and this is what I had left of the color that I did the stem and the leaves with, and the sepal. That's another tip that I think Sarah said a long time ago. You can buy these kinds of yarns and separate them out into their colors.
And you already know you have colors that will go well together.
Yes, but you can use them separately in something else that you are doing. Instead of using it all together where it's going to run right into each other, you can separate them all out and use them separately on separate items that you're trying to do, or you can use them separately in the same item, but just in a different colorway. So it's a good tip. I like that. And so I just took the white middle out, used the green, had this much left before it started going into the darker greens. And I do like the darker greens too, but I think with the color that I already had for the rose, the green that I picked it went well. Mm-hmm. And so, dear God. Sarah had no idea I was doing this because she was going to try and teach me how to do some of these steps. But the book is very, very good at giving you all kinds of instructions, like going back and like teaching you how to wrap the wire or wrap the yarn around, and how to do each kind of crochet stitch that they're providing, that they ask you to do for each of these flowers. how to increase, how to decrease, and all that kind of stuff. So if you don't know how to do any of that stuff, it is explained all in this book. And what I did also is, because this book is so new and I really haven't cracked the binding or the spine yet. In order for me to see the instructions, I wrote them out in a way that I could do on little sticky notes. Put them by on my chair side, and wrote down how many were required for me to make, and then just went to town making, the small petals, the medium petals, the large petals. And, it was nice for me to have something where I didn't have to keep opening the book, because that just takes away from you trying to keep your hands on the yarn and on the hook. The large petals I wrote on a bigger one because it had more instructions than my little sticky note could handle. And then making the leaves had more instructions than a little sticky note could handle also. But it's very good at teaching you how to make these flowers. I don't know which one I'm going to try next. I really, really wanted to do that rose. Let me show you. So they had, I think, the dark one in the middle, the medium color in the outside, or the around the middle, and a lighter color on the outside. And that looks pretty too. If I was going to do it again, I might try it that way. And but I just only really had that one color and that size of yarn. And since this was my first try at something like this, I just stuck with it. It was fun. It's such a great way to learn how to do smaller projects. And I'm so used to big blankets that this was just, what I did was each set of petals, the small ones, you only needed 4. I would put a safety pin through them with a little note that said small petals, and clip that together. Then they all stuck together. Then I did 4 of the medium, put a little note on there, stuck the safety pin in there, clipped it together, and then the large ones I had to do 5. And same with those. And then I made the sepal and the leaves and safety pinned those together. And when I had all the pieces, I just started putting it together last night. Now, that's another thing. They wanted you to either, they really wanted hot glue, but I did not want to try that. Hot glue for me, my gun kind of drips all over the place.
It's normal.
And, well, I know, but if you're using it on yarn, one, it's hot, and you could burn your fingers really fast. 2, that's not very fun for me. I don't like getting burned on something that I'm trying to have fun with. And 3, I had some craft glue, some Beacon 3-in-1, and this stuff is great for paper. Doesn't clump up or do anything like that. And it dries quick. And so I just used this to glue each piece together. And I would hold it in my hand, and as it got bigger, it was a little bit harder, but I just held it in my hand until I thought that it was glued enough to glue the next piece on. And it must have worked, because nothing's coming apart. And then I would glue up here and start wrapping the yarn around and glue down at the bottom and wrap it around. So all this middle section doesn't even have glue, but it's not going to come apart. And putting the leaves on, I just used the tails to wrap those on there. So it is done. I glued it with Beacon 3-in-1. It was cooling. It was cooling to the touch instead of hot. And with this, you want to keep putting the cap on after, even if you just put it on, not screwing it, just put it on because otherwise it starts, I don't know why, but it'll bubble up and over like a little volcano. And so you want to keep that air from getting inside the bottle and making that eruption happen. Keep putting your cap on within each, after each petal or whatever, so that doesn't happen and you're having to take your hands off your project again. And that's another tip that was very, very good for me to realize yesterday. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about that. I think that's all the tips I had. So even if you don't do it exactly as the instructions, it still comes out to be quite a beautiful project. And I can see myself probably trying some more of these out and seeing if I can make myself a bouquet of different flowers. And as much as I love this, I'm wondering if I should give it to my neighbor later who gave me the crochet a bouquet. She loves pink, and I think it would be a nice offering for her to have a nice pink rose. I do love it though. I don't know. But I was thinking that, maybe she would enjoy having a pink rose from the kit that she provided for me. So what are you doing?
A couple things about all this. I do believe the reason why the glue bubbles up is because it's compressed inside, so when you're releasing the tension at the top, it's coming out.
Well, I think it's also, it's acid free and waterproof, but it's crystal clear, instant grab, and fast drying glue. I think there's alcohol in it. So I'm not sure if that's part of what makes it bubble up, or
I don't know. I might be wrong too. I'm
so,
not sure.
But it's very, very good glue, and it's fast drying, and it worked great for this project.
Mm-hmm.
So.
The second thing is you could have used your book stand to hold open the book.
Yes.
And then you could have used the sticky notes to just mark where you were by going down the line.
I didn't even think about it. You know what? That is such a new thing for me that I didn't even think about it. I'm so used to reading at breakfast that...
So, what I'm referring to is, got my mom a book stand that you can adjust the height, and then it clips down right here, like with this part, and she could have used that to hold open the book. Not saying everyone has one of these, but these were really, really affordable, and she could have used a sticky note to to cover what she had already done, and kept going so she knew where she was. Future reference, you don't have to write every single pattern down. That's the point of the book.
I know. But sometimes when you just write exactly what you need instead of all the extra stuff.
I'm not saying that's not the truth. I get it.
For me, if you're going to do it 4 times, writing it down in a simpler way that you know how to read, it makes it easier to do.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that. And I am not trying to judge at all. Just letting you know that is another option.
Yeah, that was totally legit. I'm just so used to using it for my book when I'm eating my breakfast in the morning.
Has it been working?
Oh, I love it. I love it. So.
I will say that the one thing about what I've been doing is very little. There's been so much going on. Sitting down and doing a project hasn't been at the forefront of my mind. I do have a couple people that have asked me to make something, and I'm not saying that I don't want to do that, because I agreed. One of them was for some coasters, some fun active coasters. They're a very popular coaster that it bubbles. So when you're placing the weight of a cup or any sort of bottle on it, the creature pops up and it looks like it's being squished.
Yeah. His eyes pop out.
And she wants me to do a hedgehog, 2 of them. And I got the yarn, had the supplies. I got so busy. And life got so crazy.
Last week was chaotic because of family issues.
Not only that, just there was so much going on. It was ridiculous.
It was.
And I apologize, because I know that she watches our videos. I do apologize, genuinely. It wasn't my intention to make you wait. But today I am going to get it all done right here, right now, after this video is done. And my mom probably will do like a small little clip it, and it probably will be added to the end of this video, maybe. If not, you'll see that clip it later in another video. But yeah, I have the colors, I have everything I need to get it done. Just, I don't want to act like this was deliberate or
right.
Like say any sort of excuse other than just life got in the way, and my brain just wasn't focusing on what my to-do list had been. My to-do list kind of went right out the window.
I know.
But yeah, I will be getting things done today, and I'm kind of excited for it, and I might be borrowing that hook. I don't know what size I need. I didn't look at the pattern, I just grabbed the yarn. But it's okay. We fly by the seat of our pants in this house, and that is how we do things. You should have seen us this morning before the video trying to figure out where a key was, and it was exactly where it was on the keychain. But we lost our minds, because that couldn't be the key, even though it looked like the key, and even though it felt like the key, and even though it,
it just wasn't where it was supposed to be on my key ring.
Therefore, it wasn't the key.
Right.
It was an imposter.
Oh my goodness.
And we didn't test it out until almost 10 minutes later, when we had already almost dumped out the car and we were just trying to find the spare. No. Oh no. We didn't test it out until right before we went into the house, and guess what? 'Twas the key.
Yes, it was.
This is literally a small representation of what most of last week has been, which is, that can't possibly be it. I'm going to go off into a tangent over here. Come back, exhausted, try the thing, it works.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
It's been, yes.
It's been a lot. And I can't wait for so much of it to be done. I can't wait to have my car. I can't wait for a lot of things. There's been so much. But anyway, I'm getting this done today. This is my purpose for the day. This is my whole entire attitude, my personality, is this project. I am squished.
We will get her a hook. I have a whole bucket full of them. that I bought at thrift stores over the years in case the kids ever wanted to get involved in this. I had every size.
It'll be good. I'm really actually kind of excited because having the ability to just be somewhere else and being able to be separate from all the chaos and being able to just sit down and do the project in front of me is going to be very nice. Yeah. And I think that's the whole thing, is that when you're at home and everything's demanding your attention so much that it makes it hard to be able to prioritize and differentiate your needs and wants and your responsibilities. It makes things a lot harder, whereas when you're literally at a spot where nothing else but this is your job and your focus. Yes, thank you. So, yeah, that's just what it's been, and I hope that it is not coming across as anything other than just what it is. It's just this. I don't know how to explain it. I think this is pretty par for the norm for most crafters. It has nothing to do with a lack of want as much as the ability to do.
Yeah.
Life gets in the way and it's not pleasant.
Yeah. And you know what? It's all what we can do, and we want it to be fun at the time.
Well, no, and I wanted it to get done properly. And
Yeah.
I didn't have the focus, and I didn't want to waste my time on something I wasn't sure if I was going to do well. I wanted to be able to give it my all.
Yeah.
And I've come to terms with the fact that if I'm not saying I need to be fully into it, but if I'm not awake, rested, fed, if I don't have my basic needs met where my brain isn't like, we need to get this done, this done, this done, this done, I'm not going to be focused enough to be able to do the project well. So.
Right. So, are we ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. I picked out a quote last night while I was getting all the camera equipment out. And I figured it's spring. I even wore my rose shirt. We made a rose. So, the sweetest flower that blows, I give you as we part. For you, it is a rose. For me, it is my heart.
Aww.
Frederick Peterson. Isn't that so sweet?
Aww.
It's a little poem. The sweetest flower that blows, I give you as we part. For you, it is a rose. For me, it is my heart. So
that's sweet.
That will be in the description area, as all the quotes that we do are. Each week I put it in the description in case you want to jot it down for yourself.
That's sweet is a double entendre with this one. It's very dear and it's darling. That's amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you like this kind of video and you like our projects or our chaos or whatever it is that we bring in every week, give us a thumbs up. Like this video, subscribe, tell your friends, comment. We would love to hear what your world brings and what you're working on. And
I am going to make a dear amount of effort to start bringing more. I am not trying to just be here. I really just need to get out of this funk. I need to be able to be more stubborn than the world and life, and I just need to figure out nope, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So I just think that my challenge will not only be to get this done, but to start, I'm going to do everything I can to start bringing stuff. And that's not saying that I don't, it's just realizing that that's something I have to set for myself. That's something, and it's good. It's the same mindset that I have for the kids this summer is like, is it a good idea to have both of them in summer school just so that routine and consistency and being able to stay refreshed on their material is just as available, and
Right.
being stuck at home 100% of the time is not great for kids.
Right.
Let me tell you, they become crazy. So, thank you for joining us today, and I really hope we see you again. We are just, a mother-daughter duo who really just likes to share some time with the world and be able to share what we do. And if that is, a joy to you as well, maybe, just like my mom said, like, share, follow.
And thank you for the new subscribers that have joined us.
Oh, yeah, hi. Yeah. We will see you again next week with a much more, hopefully, I'm not going to act like you weren't absolutely great this episode. You have flowers. You even had a flower quote. You were so set for today. No, just more, I hope that you come next week and you are satisfied with what we bring.
Yeah.
And until then, we hope that you are great and that you get all your projects done.
Yes.
And that you stitch your way
To mental health.